Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Black and White, a podcast Autobiography. I am your host, Jordan Black, and today in the studio we have my cousin, Andrew Littleton, and my best friend, William Tart, in here. We're going to bring them on a little later. They're sitting here and they're listening to me, but I'm going to have them shut the fuck up for this part. Just because it's serious, and it's something that's happening in my life, and that's what I promised all of you listeners, reality and my feelings and how things are going with me. So this week was my mom's birthday. Monday was her birthday. It was the 17th. And we went out to dinner with her friends and stuff like that, and we're hanging out, and they were drinking and stuff like that. And we, at the end of the night, some of the people had left and some of us were still there. My mom was pretty tipsy, and then her friends were both pretty tipsy. And like one of the people I hadn't even met before, but he was cool, but I had never even met him before. And then there was another, like the other ones I had hung out with like 5 or 6 times, and like they're all cool people and I like them. So I mean, like, I don't know them very well still. So my mom, a little bit of background into my life that is actually like the worst thing that's ever happened in my life was my junior year of high school. I was in a play and there were people who had a problem with me, so they decided to make up that I had sexually assaulted somebody, basically. They said that I had walked up behind this girl while she was quick changing backstage, and I had pressed my genitals up against her while she was bent over in her underwear, which, first off, she didn't even quick change backstage, so that's number one way that I could fucking tell them, yep, they're lying, because there's security camera footage of her walking into the dressing room that's not backstage. So, I mean, it was just a load of bullshit, and I know the people who did it, and I'm not going to say names or anything like that, because I really try not to harbor that, resentment and anger and stuff like that. But my mom, like, we were at this thing, and my mom decided to, like, bring this up, in front of these people that I had never met. And it was, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not uncomfortable talking about it with you guys, and I'm not uncomfortable talking about it with strangers. It's just like, I want to be able to tell them, okay, this is what happened. This is why this all happened. Now I'll explain what this is. But my mom just started talking about, oh yeah, that one time you were accused of sexual assault, without any kind of explanation to the people that were sitting around the table or the people around our table, because she was talking pretty loud. So these strangers are sitting there thinking like, oh yeah, this kid's a rapist. Like, great, okay. And, but she was sitting there talking about like, yeah, she accused you, blah, blah, blah. But it's still like, she didn't tell them all the facts that really makes it make sense what had happened to me. And so I had, I was sitting there and I was giving all these nonverbal cues like, hey, I'm really uncomfortable while you're talking about this. But I couldn't just be like, hey, stop talking about this, Mom, because it would make it seem like I had something to hide. But I remember she was like talking crap about how the person that, was like my mentor in high school had believed that it was possible that I would do something like that. And he was sitting there, we were in like a meeting in the office with the principal and him and my mom and me. And we were all talking, and he was like, I like your son, and my mom was like, well, how do you like my son, but you think he's capable of doing something like this? How is that, like, how does that make any sense? And so, my mom, after talking about that, she decides to ask me if I did it. She's like, you didn't do it, did you? I'm like, are you fucking serious? You just got done criticizing somebody else for second guessing me. Yeah, you do it too. And I mean, like, it's a human thing, and people second guess each other. But I mean, if you're gonna fucking sit there and judge someone else for doing it, don't turn around and do it immediately. And then she, was talking all this shit about, the person who people said that I did stuff to, who I don't even think had anything to do with it, honestly. I just, I think that someone else came to, like, the mom was like, hey, he did something and she's afraid to tell you. I don't know. And that's how they got around that whole thing, because she didn't seem like she fucking had any clue about any of that stuff happening. And so we were talking about it, and then, like, I was sitting there, and I finally was like, okay, explained to them, like, yeah, someone didn't like me in theater. There were a couple people who didn't like me, and so they wanted to get me out of a play, so that's how they did it. And my mom says, well, yeah, the reason that people make stuff up about you is because you're a prick. Like, she said that to me about the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I fucking lost, like, a role model. Like, I looked up to this man so much, and I loved him, and then it was just like, oh, well, that's great. There goes a father figure in my life, and so it was a shitty situation, and it hurts my feelings thinking about it, and that's why I choose not to, and the hatred for the people who did that to me, isn't a good thing to harbor, and so I try to just not talk about it very much because it's just something I don't want to fucking, hold on to, but my mom, I'm like, it would be like if I told my mom, like there was a point in my life where my mom and my dad had a custody battle over me. And my dad had told the court that my mom had done drugs while I was like living with her, and it would have been like me bringing that up and be like, hey mom, remember that one time my dad told the court that you did drugs? Yeah, he made that up about you because you're a bitch. It would have been like me saying that to her, and I would never say that to her, And I mean, like sometimes she thinks it's funny to be kind of an asshole whenever she's joking around, but that's not the thing that you should say about that serious of a situation that happened with me. And so I was just like, are you fucking serious? And so eventually, finally, she caught on to my nonverbal cues that I was uncomfortable in a way. And she thought that it was like, I just didn't agree with what she was saying at first. She was like, am I wrong? And I was like, no, you're not wrong. I mean, it's just like, I don't want to talk about this. Is not the best place to talk about this, And I was just like, I think, we could do this somewhere else and not talk about this in front of people that I don't know. And then she gets pissed off at me and leaves the restaurant. Like, I didn't do anything wrong. I know I didn't do anything wrong. It's the fact that she doesn't know that I didn't do anything wrong. She thinks that I'm some asshole because I fucking voiced my opinion being uncomfortable about something, and I just didn't want to talk about it in front of these people. And so she leaves the restaurant, and I even called her and was like, hey, what's up? Like, are you okay? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. But it's like that tone of voice where it's like, I'm not fine, but fuck you. And hung up the phone on me without saying I love you back. And I was like worried. I was like, hey mom, can I drive you home? Because she was a little drunk. And I was a little worried about her. And so I was like, as she got up, I was like, hey, am I driving you home? She was like, no, I'm good. And walked out. I was like, are you fucking serious right now? And then she, I even called her on the way because I saw lights up ahead of me. I saw police lights, and I was like, fuck. And so I called her, and she answered, and I was like, hey, just making sure you're okay. I saw lights. She's like, yeah, I'm about to be home. And I'm like, okay, good, love you. And she hung up again. And I was like, dude, okay, well, what the fuck? And so I ended up getting home, and she was showering, and I kind of just sat here on the couch and was just playing video games or whatever. And then whenever she got out, she went to the garage, and I walked out and was like, hey, are you mad at me? And she was like, no. Still saying it in the tone of voice that would mean yeah, I'm mad at you, but I don't want to say anything about it. And I was like, okay, well, because it seems like you're mad at me. She's like, well, it's just you're uncomfortable about something that I said, but I mean it's blah 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 blah, and starts talking about how we were talking about everything that night, and I'm like, no. We would have been talking about everything had I talked about you nearly aborting me whenever you were in high school pregnant with me. I'm like, that would have been us talking about everything. If I would have brought up the worst point in your life around your friends, around people that I know and you don't know, and started talking about that, and then started slandering you with it. I mean, it would just that would be if we talked about everything, then it would have been okay, we were talking about everything. It's not like we were in a fucking therapy session. We were around our friends. We talk about our sex lives and we make jokes about it because we're just okay, and we don't worry about talking about stuff like that. And she says that we have such an open dialogue, but whenever I can't even voice my feelings about something that she said, and I feel criticized for telling her that I'm not comfortable with something that she's saying to me, and I get in trouble for it, or she treats me like shit, she gives me the cold shoulder for it, it makes me really upset, It makes me very upset whenever that kind of shit happens, and it's hypocritical for her to say that we have such an open dialogue whenever I can't fucking say anything. She can tell me, everything in the world that she wants to say, but if I say something that's not even disagreeing with her, it's just saying, hey, can we not talk about this right now? I was just asking her, and I was fucking polite. It's not like I was like, hey mom, can we fucking stop talking? I was like, I just don't think this is a very good time to talk about this. And I was sitting there yeah, she's drunk tonight, so maybe she'll just wake up tomorrow and be like, oh shit, I was fucked up, and go apologize to me. Nope, she treated me like shit the next day too. Sober. She treated me like shit. And she barely talked to me. She asked me to go vacuum out her car, and I was like all right, And I feel like she's waiting for me to apologize for something I didn't even fucking do. And anyway, so that's just something in my life that's really frustrating. And she's going off on a trip for the next couple of days, and if one of my relatives hears this and talks to her about it, maybe she'll understand, and I hope that by the time she gets back, she understands what she did was mean and wrong and hurtful. So hopefully by then she'll apologize and we'll move past it. But I just felt like sharing that with you guys. So now we're done with the serious part. Don't worry, everybody. And they can shut the fuck up. They can open the fuck up now.
Yay!
Yay!
Woo!
I've just been sitting here quietly and politely. Yeah. So. Not cool.
Come on, man.
Farted. Not even 10 minutes into my podcast. You just shit your pants. I mean, we're talking about.
It's all coming back to me now.
Oh fuck, that smells. Yeah, that smells really bad. All right. Well, I guess we'll get started.
I haven't smelled anything yet.
I guess we'll get started on our California road trip extravaganza. Alrighty, so this episode, I think we'll doing. It depends on how long it really take, because I'm not sure how long it's going to take for us to even talk about all this shit. But
We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. So I mean, like, if it takes, I'm sure it will take more than one episode.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure it will fill up 2 episodes, but it's a matter of will it like be enough to fucking get to 3 and be reasonable enough to where we can do 3 episodes of it. So you'll find out within the next 2 weeks if we're gonna. We'll tell you at the end of the next episode if we're gonna have a third one. Yep. So we'll start with we'll start with us waking up in the morning, 4:00 in the morning. Does anyone remember the date? Do we have like a date on that?
Hold on. Yeah.
15th.
There you
It
go.
was the 15th?
Timestamped, yo.
March 15th.
March 15th at 4 a.m. We got up, or we planned on leaving. We left at 4 o'clock. We woke up at like 3:15.
Yep.
And we like the night before.
I do that every day now.
Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. Do you work 4 o'clock in the morning to
Yeah.
work? It's ridiculous. Anyway, so we woke up at 3:15 in the morning, and we had already like planned on what we were gonna, how we were.
Oh,
gonna pack
man.
it. We got up like we were up late that night.
We had figured out like how we were gonna pack shit in.
Yeah, so
and,
that
like,
morning we fucking packed in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And just got it all in the car really quickly.
Mine was
And
already
it
all
just
packed.
like,
That was
boom.
good.
I mean, yeah, did you have it in the car already? No,
think
we were all
it-
waiting in the front of
Yeah.
the
It wasn't
in the
house,
car,
and
but
yeah,
all my
we
stuff
had
was
it in the
ready.
car. But yeah, we like piled everything in the car like very, like it was Tetris. And then towards the end of the trip, it was just like,
Oh,
we didn't care.
yeah, we just fucking threw
Yeah.
shit in. It was all just packed in. And plus we had lost things. There was less baggage because we like didn't have as much food as we had at the beginning of it in
Yep.
the car because we had eaten all of it.
One burger got left behind in New
huh?
Mexico.
In
That's
Albuquerque.
right.
In Albuquerque? Your burger. Okay, we'll get to that.
Oh my
Because
god.
we're trying to go chronologically.
Yeah.
And I'm
Sorry, I
not
just
sure
thought about
how
my
well
burger.
that's going to work.
Chronological order by state.
I'll try to check it whenever someone starts speaking not chronologically. I'll be like, wait. That's not. We're not at that point yet. Anyway, so, yeah, we woke up at 3:15. We packed everything up, and I remember like we were going to meet up with my mom's friend in Phoenix, Arizona. And
What?
Yeah, we were gonna meet up with my mom's
Oh,
friend in
okay.
Phoenix, and he was gonna we were gonna.
I
hang
thought
out
you
with
were
him
jumping
and
for
give
a
him
second.
some wine.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what. So we were like leaving, and then we were
Oh,
like, we didn't even make it down the street. I was like, hey, you forgot something. I was like, fuck. I was like, okay,
Jesus.
great.
We're already
And so-
recording at
Yeah.
that time. We're
Yeah,
like,
we were recording on the camera. We have this.
Going back.
We have a bunch of shit recorded on my camera, so I might put that.
We should
on-
post it.
Yeah, I'll post it on the Blacklist Comedy Productions YouTube page.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you guys, you will not find this on the Black and White Podcast Autobiography YouTube page anymore. We're going to delete that, and we're going to have a Blacklist Comedy Productions page where you'll find this podcast also waiting for a name with me and William.
Woo!
And
not me.
and not you. Yep. Because you have to drive out here every fucking week to do
my car
it.
exploded.
Yeah, not fun. But and then you'll be able to find promos for my DVD. You'll be able to find. I might start doing a vlog, and then any sketches that we ever decide to post or do anything like that, we'll post it there. So feel free to go subscribe to that while we're talking about it.
Woo!
Yeah. So.
Woo!
Okay. So. And then we'll be on iTunes soon. I still haven't got the okay from iTunes that we'll be
Pocket
on.
Cast. That's what we need to.
What?
Pocket Cast.
What's that?
It's a really cool app for podcasts.
Oh, cool.
There's podcast one. I don't know if y'all are big enough for that. Or do you have to be big enough for that?
I think we need to start on Pocket Cast and then go to Pocket.
No.
Anyway, so we'll start posting it everywhere. It'll be all over the place. And then we're getting a new website, Blacklist Comedy Productions.
You're gonna be big, kid.
Yep, we're gonna be really big.
I'm already really big.
Whatever. Idiot. But so you'll find us all over the place. We'll start plugging all of it, and we'll put like little things in the on the picture. We'll put like our Instagram information, all that stuff. Anyway, so so we're leaving, and my mom calls me and has us come back, and I remember like we had to fucking turn around and be like, she was like, okay, I'm gonna put this wine in the back of the thing. put it in the back of
What?
the truck, and it was like, okay, yeah, we're transporting wine across, or transporting alcohol across.
We're
state
bootleggers.
lines. Yeah, fun stuff.
Woo!
I was afraid we were gonna pass like a dry county and get in trouble and get pulled over. Like, you boys have any alcohol in here? That reminds me of the checkpoints going into California, but we'll talk about that in a later episode. But yeah, and so we were leaving, and like we had stopped to get gas, and then it was like, all right, fucking go
on the road.
We're gonna take 380 all the way to Roswell because it's a straight shot. I mean, there were times where you'd have to like turn onto like a different thing to get to the other part of 380, but it wasn't like it was it was still the same.
It's a road that runs. It's an old interstate that runs through towns.
So. We took that road, but we were driving, and I remember like I had the Apple Maps up already.
Siri.
Yeah, Siri was talking to us, and we had that pulled up, and so I was like, okay, I already selected the route that I wanted to take.
Please turn right now.
Yeah, I had already selected the route that I wanted to take, and so we had accidentally like started going towards Fort Worth on I-35 West.
Yeah.
Because Siri was just like, yep, we're going to take this route now. Because we just decided that we were going to take that route. I was like, what the fuck, Siri?
No, fuck you, Siri.
That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to take 380 all the way down because it would just be easier on the directions.
Yep.
And I didn't want to have to be on like massive interstates. I wanted to be on a road, and just go all the way there.
Yep.
So we made it. So we ended up like having to take like a 5-mile detour to fucking get on I-35 West. There's not very many like exits and overpasses.
Our first U-turn.
Yeah, and it was like that's something that you will understand through the rest of this series of shows. We took so many fucking U-turns, you guys. There were just at least 20.
Oh, more than that.
I don't know. At least 20 U-turns.
We went across the state. There's more than 20. Or not the state, the country.
Yeah.
There's way more than 20.
It was so bad. Like, we would go somewhere and it would be like,
your destination is on the left. Make a U-turn now.
like, what the fuck, Siri? She would just make us pull U-turns all the damn time. I remember we took like 4 trying to get to fucking, what's it called? The Grand Meteor Crater.
Yeah, Grand Meteor.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh,
We'll talk
my God.
about that fucking later. I think Flagstaff will be its own episode.
Yeah, Flagstaff kicked our ass.
Damn it. But, so, we were finally on the road. And I remember whenever we were driving, we called Dutch. And we
did call Dutch.
What did we sing to him?
Ain't no mountain high.
Oh, yeah, we sang that song a lot. We sang that song a lot.
No valley low. Yeah, we sang that to Dutch.
Yeah, and we sent it to we sent a video to my mom and Mimi and Poppy and everybody.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of like,
they're going out.
yeah, and they were all kind of like following it very intensely to see how it was going. But yeah, so I remember whenever we were on the road, like between Denton and Roswell, we had this Twitter posting thing, a hashtag that we used about Andrew. It was hashtag Andrew is a fucking knob. And and basically it was because he was saying so much dumb shit. It was like, it wasn't a lot after that. It wasn't a lot after that little segment. It was like, we were saying so much dumb shit before we went to Roswell. Like, we were passing through rural Texas. R-U-L-E, Texas. Rural Texas.
Rural.
Population like not even 1,000. And we were driving through it, and he's looking around, and it's like dark. It's like dark outside.
I'm tired, guys.
We have to get Andrew to say it, because, oh my God.
Yeah, let's have you say it.
It was, what was it?
Let's set up the scene. We're driving through rural. What?
It was toilets. The toilets thing.
The toilets thing.
Oh, was that the first one?
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was the first one, wasn't
I
it?
don't remember the toilets thing.
Whenever you okay, we were driving through rural Texas, and it was like down through like the downtown area that was like fucking like a schoolhouse in the middle of the town, and like a really tiny lawn around it. It's not very well maintained.
It's the first place where you turn to have to get back onto 380. You have to go down their main street to get back on 380.
So we were turning into rural Texas, and you looked around out the windows, and you were like, dude, imagine how many toilets they have here.
I did?
Yeah, you said that shit. We were like, what? And you were like, oh, imagine how many toilets they have in LA.
I did.
Like, yeah, because they have way more people.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah.
That's dumb as fuck.
I know it's dumb as fuck. We were all asking, like, why would the fuck are we doing
That's
don't
not
know.
my favorite thing.
I don't even know why. I don't even know what made you bring it up.
I don't know either.
Because, like, did we pass a fucking toilet store? Was there someone with a toilet in their lawn or something? Why the fuck did you think of that
Nothing
toilet?
triggered it. He just, dude.
They probably have so many toilets
Probably
here.
have so many toilets. I wonder how many toilets they have in LA.
Probably
A lot.
one per person, I would say.
Probably a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my favorite.
That wasn't my
that was
favorite.
I didn't remember.
Hashtag Andrew's a fucking knob.
Yeah.
My favorite
Your
was
favorite one.
when we're going through.
I remember this one.
On a road on 380. And it's in the middle of nowhere, and there is nothing around us, but there is people drilling for natural gas, and he sees a natural gas derrick, which was trusses and all this kind of stuff going up to the sky, and it has lights on it. And Andrew proceeds to ask,
is that where they shoot off rockets or something?
He thought that it was a missile launching station. He thought that
right was next to a road.
right next to the road, like 20 feet off the road.
I mean, what the fuck, man?
We hear Andrew from the backseat. So they shoot small missiles off that thing or something?
Oh my God.
At first glance, it looked like something like that.
Man.
And then I realized
Andrew's a fucking knob.
Yeah.
Yep, Andrew's a fucking knob. Let's talk about Allsups, you guys.
Allsups!
Yeah,
how
man.
many did we get to?
Oh God, a lot.
It was
12.
Yeah, it was like 11 or 12, I think. Oh my God, she was so fucking
Allsups.
Whenever me and Andrew were kids, we used to go. Be careful there. We used to go. There was an Allsups right down the street from our house in Lake Dallas. So we used to always, go
to Allsups.
Yeah, go to Allsups and get drinks or whatever like that, or get the little marshmallow Krabby Patty things.
Those are good.
Or the marshmallow ice cream cones. Remember those?
Taquitos.
Oh, yeah, those are delicious.
Burritos.
My mom hated it. So we were like, let's fucking stop at Allsups. So we'd see other places with less expensive gas even.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No,
we're going to Allsups.
No. We're going to Allsups. We stopped at we would refuse to stop if we didn't see an Allsups. And as soon as we saw an Allsups, we were like, "Hey, Allsups!"
That's
Even though they're the shittiest, most rundown pieces of shit from here to California until we got into California. That was the shittiest piece of shit I've ever been to. But the Allsups...
Needles? Okay, we'll get to that.
But the Allsups were pretty bad. But we were they're brand new stripes right next to them. And chevrons. And we were like, nah, fuck that shit. We're going to Allsups.
Oh, yeah.
We were loyal.
And it was so funny. There was a formula for who worked in Allsups.
Yeah.
It was always some little old lady who just was
very southern.
Yeah, but there was one of them that you could tell they hated their lives, but they just had that they couldn't be mean because they're polite Southern women. Yeah. So they're just like, "Hi, honey, how are you? I fucking hate being here. It's 5 a.m. and this is bullshit. I'm pissed off right now." And so you could tell they had that my life is over. This is all I'll do until I die. I shop at the Fashion Bug every weekend. That's all I fucking do. And so, it's just it was the same person every time. It was not there weren't any Mexican women working there. There weren't any black women working there. Black dudes. There weren't any men working in any of these places. It was always a little old white Southern lady that was too polite, and it was hilarious.
Yep.
I was talking with them. I was like, yeah, I want to go to California. She's like, oh, that's so cool. Have fun, you guys. Have fun. And I was like, you too.
You too.
I was getting so country with him, man. It was crazy.
You're amazing.
There's one more thing, and we'll go ahead. We'll skip forward in time to where I can tell everyone about this other...
Andrew's a fucking knob.
Hashtag. So it says, regarding way station at border. At the border of... It was Albuquerque. It was New Mexico to Arizona. There was a way station, and he goes, so why did they weigh us? Because they didn't want fat Texans getting into Mexico. into New Mexico. What? What the fuck?
What?
And we had to explain to him what way stations were. We were like,
I didn't have a father.
Because they have to have a manifest.
My father never loved me.
Because they want to have a manifest of what you're shipping into, what you're bringing into New Mexico.
Yeah, it's for shipping purposes.
Leaving.
I know that now.
To where they know if you brought shit.
When are they gonna weigh us?
Right. They said that we passed 10 of them. They haven't weighed us yet.
Hashtag Andrew is a fucking knob.
Oh my god.
Fun stuff. I have the Twitter posts pulled up, and there's another one about you from Arizona.
Me from Arizona.
Yeah, we'll tell it whenever we get there. Yeah, Arizona was fun. Anyway, so I remember there was we saw a truck pulled over. No, yeah, you know it. Yeah, we'll tell you guys about it later. You'll get it. we actually saw a fucking truck flipped over.
Yeah, that was crazy.
In western Texas. It was like it was past like
Going
that
down
southern Lubbock area. Ooh, we didn't talk about southern Lubbock. We should definitely talk about that.
Southern Lubbock.
So
The cotton?
yep.
So
The fucking southern Lubbock, like there's like a loop around Lubbock that you can. There's like a greater Lubbock area, and we're on that very southern part of the loop that goes all the way around it. And
was that really before we got to?
yeah, because that was in the far.
I thought we went hill country and then we got to the cotton. I'm pretty sure we went hill country and then got to. The cotton.
Yeah, but then it was like rocks and shit.
I know, but we saw the flipped over truck in hill
Did
country.
we? Okay, so we saw a flipped over truck.
Flipped over truck was pretty early.
That was in hill country. That was
Wow.
when it was hill.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, fucking, there was a flipped over truck.
Flipped
in the
over
middle of
truck.
it. We like came over this
Trailer
hill,
truck.
and it was like it's still like half a mile down the road, so it wasn't like it was like a danger to us.
No.
But we like came over
No,
and was
no,
like,
no.
oh fuck, you know. But we saw a truck down, and we was like, oh shit, oh fuck, this is bad. And so we drove up to it. And we're like, hey, is everyone okay? And they're like, no, it's fine. We got the
Fire department's on its way.
And we're like, all right, well, y'all be safe. All right, you guys have water and everything. And they were like, yeah, we're good. Okay, cool. See y'all later. And so we left. And we drove for probably 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we saw a fire truck drive by. And we're like,
And
oh
then
my god, that's
every,
gonna take
like, 2
Is
minutes
that the nearest
after
fire
that-
department to here?
Every like 2 minutes after that, it's like police car, ambulance, police car, police car.
And
They
then
were just
it was another
spaced
like
out.
5 minutes, and then it was like, police car! And another one, like, that motherfucker's really late to the
That
party.
guy's late. They probably already got that shit flipped over by now. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god, it was.
he's
it
just
was
gonna show
like,
up
oh
and be
my
like,
God.
well, now I gotta drive back home. Shit.
Like 30 minutes to the nearest fucking town.
Yeah.
Where you can't even like it takes that long for
Yeah.
a fire truck to get to you. That shit.
That happened, and then I was driving. We switched drivers.
Yeah.
And I was driving, and Andrew from the back seat goes, "Man, I just really want to see some wildlife, like a deer or something."
Oh, yeah.
Immediately after a turn, fucking deer runs into the road.
and we
Yeah.
barely miss it.
Barely miss
He
it.
runs out of the road just in time for us to not kill him. We're like, what the fuck, Andrew? Stop asking for stuff.
You're like, Andrew, you don't get to ask for anything unless it's big titty women on the side of the road. That's all you get to ask for.
Yeah, beautiful big titty blonde women just fall from the sky, you know. Dogma, great movie. But yeah, so like, what was the next story? Oh yeah, the cotton fields.
It's the cotton fields.
Man, fucking that shit was like.
Forever.
It was.
It was like 45 minutes that we were driving, and it was just endless rows of cotton, and that shit is like hypnotizing.
Or red dirt.
Yeah, red dirt and just in lines all the
Yep.
way down the fucking thing, and it was just hypnotizing. You'd be
Really
driving
was.
by it and just and you
Yeah.
can see the line just
Yep.
stay in the same spot, but everything's moving past it, and it's fucking like it puts you in a
Focus on
trance.
the straight ass road.
You have to whenever you were driving, it was like
The straightest road in the world.
oh my god, it's the worst.
We get on a hill and it's just way down there.
Straight, man. I remember when I was like, guys, caution sign. There's a slight turn up ahead.
They had
Oh!
cautions so
And it
much.
wasn't even a turn. It was literally like on I-35 when they like barely kind of like
Yeah.
make a slow
Like a-
curve.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
And
And
they're
we've been driving in a straight line for like,
2 hours.
yeah.
Yeah, it was awful. But yeah, we were riding, and I remember Andrew. He asked. This is another Andrew's a fucking knob, but we never posted it.
Yeah.
We just were like, really, dude. He looked out and was like, he saw all the cotton. He was like, wait, that's cotton? They still grow cotton? Like, dude. Of course they still grow cotton. This motherfucker thought they actually like that shirts actually grew on trees. He thought they literally just grew on trees. And
Yeah.
you could walk up to a shirt tree. Like, what kind of a shirt tree is this? Oh man, this is an Ed Hardy shirt tree.
Fucking skull.
Man, just a bunch of skulls and travel words don't make any fucking sense. But yeah, so yeah, Andrew had his fair share down the line. But then
Yeah.
after that, he was all there. His mental faculties.
What was it out in New Mexico that they had signs up where it was like a safety zone thing?
Oh yeah, I
Just
don't
pass
know.
with care.
Pass with care.
And it would
Pass
be
with
like
care.
a minute, like not even a mile. It'd be like 3/4 of a mile. It'd be like pass with care. No passing. Pass with care. No passing. Like every fucking 3/4 of a mile, they just say that pass with care. No passing. And it was like, dude, Jesus, like, are they ever gonna just be like, hey, just fucking pass with care?
Just-
Or just don't pass. Like, just one of those. Just
Hey,
pick one.
look at the way that the lines are painted on the street.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to be able to tell. If it's a solid line, you can't pass.
Don't
if
pass.
if it's a dash
dash.
line, you're good.
Pass with care.
Yeah, pass with care. Seriously, that's what those mean. Yeah, New Mexico drivers.
And we would say it every single time. we'd be like, don't pass. Pass with care.
And we just imagine some nice man that's like holding his hand up. He's like, yes, pass. No, don't pass.
Pass with care.
And then waving his hand by him. There you go. You can pass now. Don't pass. And like, it's not even long enough to pass somebody. If you actually were going to try to pass somebody on that road, you wouldn't have enough fucking time in that tiny little window that you had to pass.
You know what's the one thing that I regret us not doing? Is turning on the radio and listening to radio stations out in the middle of podunk nowhere.
Yeah.
Because we do that all the time going up to Illinois, and you get the funniest shit ever. We were going through Missouri, and we flipped over to an AM station. They're like, turn on to this! And it was all like, play me some mountain music. And Grandma and Grandpa used to play. And we were like, oh yeah! This is shit!
Oh, man. Yeah, dude, those roads, dude, they were so straight.
So straight.
And like driving into
flat and straight.
Driving on 380 towards Roswell, New Mexico, there was like mountains that you could see way off in the distance, but they were like hundreds of miles away,
very far away.
And it was just so annoying to never fucking see anything else. It was just like,
and
okay, that's what we're gonna look at forever.
Yeah,
they looked way closer.
Well, there was also the cliff sides, the medium rare.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after we get through Roswell. But we were driving, and it was like there was a point where we were driving, and I saw this fucking mountain way off in the distance, and then like there was like I guess we went like down into like a valley-ish thing, and so the hills in the distance covered up the mountain. I was like, what the fuck happened to that mountain? I freaked out for a second.
He did.
I was like, wait, guys, there was a mountain there. I swear to God, I saw it. I swear to God, I saw that mountain. Oh my God, I saw it.
And then we came back up, and we were all like,
and I was like, oh, thank God. Like, oh, thank Jesus.
I thought the government was making a ploy.
Oh, my God. It fucking freaked me out for a second. I was like, what the fuck happened to that mountain, you guys? I freaked out. I don't know why.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Oh, man. Let's talk about our assholes. I guess this is a good
segues.
One. Yeah. Well, so through this trip, ladies and gentlemen, we farted extremely often for the entirety of the trip, the whole 6 days. Yeah, this is a 6-day trip that we're covering, and we're not even halfway through the first day. So this is going to take a couple episodes.
It's going to be some good times.
Yeah. This is the best. This is like the best week of my life. This road trip was. Yeah. It was definitely the funnest I've ever had.
My life fell apart when we got back.
Huh?
My life fell apart when we got back.
Yeah. We'll talk about that at the end, I guess. Maybe. We don't want to bring
so sad.
Let's bring all this down. Let's bring all this back up. Can we not? Let's just stop talking about
farts.
Farts, yeah.
Assholes.
We fucking farted so much on that trip. And it was so bad where we could identify who farted by what it smelled.
By the smell.
We could tell who fucking farted. And Andrew was the most pungent and the most frequent. Also, you were farting more often than any of us.
Accurate. You were ingesting the nastiest chips.
Your farts, your farts smell like cheddar cheese ruffles.
Fucking.
And then, like, I remember you opened the bag of cheddar cheese ruffles, and I thought you farted. I was like, "What the fuck, Andrew? You farted?" And he was like, "No, just opened up a bag of ruffles." I was like, "God damn it!"
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" Oh my God.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah.
And there was etiquette. There was rolling down the window whenever it happened.
But I had the child locks on, I think. I don't know how to turn off the child locks in the backseat. So Andrew couldn't roll down his windows. So he'd go, window! Window! Yell at him. And I'd be like, no!
No! You got to hold it, man! You got to hold it for me!
Yeah,
no, I can't do it!
All right, Scotty. Anyway. Yeah, so we ended up like rolling on the windows and shit like that, and it took Andrew like a day to fucking figure it out. Oh wait, I need to tell people whenever I shit my pants in the fucking box.
He would just be like, "Guys, fart," and we'd be like,
"Yeah, it was the worst." Yeah, so throughout this trip, just know that if we're in the car, we smell fart. Yeah. Just because we can't be like, yeah, and then at this point in the trip, someone farted. Just know that it always smelled like fart.
Yep.
And then we got home, and I remember like I had like a date when we got home. I was like, fucking Febreze the entire like 20 minutes. I just Febreze the car and open up all the doors and shit, turn on the AC. It was bad. Anyway, so we.
And she stepped in, and she's like, "It smells like 3 dudes and farts in here."
It smells like cheddar cheese ruffles. I love cheddar cheese ruffles. You don't love these cheddar cheese ruffles. Oh man, looking at the actual sound wave on here, it makes me think about mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like weird. Anyway,
Whoa, where that mountains go?
Weird mountains.
Okay, so I think that we're into Roswell now.
Yeah. Roswell, New
So
Mexico.
we get to Roswell, and I'm like, wait, we need to like find like a visitor center or something like that, where we can like go, and then someone like a native of Roswell can talk to us about the fun things to do in Roswell, which you'll know if you've ever been to Roswell is an oxymoron of a statement.
Nadu,
Fun
nadu.
things to do in Roswell. Don't exist.
Nothing.
No fun things to do in Roswell.
Especially when you show up on a Sunday.
Yeah, on a Sunday at like 11 o'clock in the morning. It was like around like 11 or noon.
Nothing
Yeah,
in Roswell.
nothing to do.
It was just terrible. And so we got there and we were like, yeah, let's look up a visitor center. So I like searched it on my phone. We got the navigation up, which I was the navigator. My phone was the navigation the entire time, which I'm sure the data was outrageous on for 6 days running fucking maps across the country all day. It was bad. It was terrible. Anyway, so our grandma's actually getting pissed off at us for our data usage, even though like we've been on Wi-Fi more right now than we have. But yeah. Did you just say shh?
Yeah.
I think she listens to this, but I mean, like, you know, it's not like we're saying anything bad
No,
about it.
I know.
But yeah, so, but I pulled it up, and so we went to Roswell, and we went to the visitor center, in quotation
Visitor
marks,
center.
in the quotation marks, and pull into this parking lot where it's like, you have arrived in the visitor center. And it's just an empty fucking parking lot. There's nothing there.
By jank ass buildings.
Yeah, there was a tall like tower building that looked like it was built in like the early 80s.
Yeah.
Like right before AIDS happened, and then it was just ravaged by AIDS.
Yeah.
It's all the fucking blinds and thing are all sun damaged.
Jacked
They haven't been
up,
changed
broken
since the
windows.
90s. It was just so gross. And then like, there's another building like right in front of where we parked, and it's like we were looking at it and we were filming it, and we zoomed in, and the first thing they zoomed in was broken, was shattered and broken into. And I was like, are you serious? These things are so disgusting. And so we're looking around, and we're like, there's no fucking visitor center. There's a Roswell, what was it, like community, like watch?
Cabin
it was like a watch,
thing?
yeah, it was like the neighborhood
And it had
watch.
a plaque about two famous landmarks in Roswell, New Mexico. They have two famous landmarks. One is the Roswell, New Mexico City Hall.
Yeah, it's a very pretty building.
It's a nice
It's a nice building.
aesthetically
We all
pleasing.
kind of looked at it and were like, hey,
But
that's
the
nice.
second is the Roswell, New Mexico Historic Chevron.
No, it's a Conoco. It was
Conoco.
a Conoco.
It was a
made in the
Conoco.
20s, and it's
Yeah.
the oldest Conoco in eastern New Mexico.
In eastern New Mexico.
Ooh. I mean, like, whenever I read it, I was like, this has got to be like the oldest, at least in the state. No, it's not. It's the oldest in that
Eastern
part
New
of the
Mexico.
state. Of that state. It
Of
wasn't
that
even
state.
the oldest in the country or anything like that.
No.
So those are the two things that Roswell really has to offer. Those are the two like material, like, hey,
And
this is
really shitty alien stores.
Ugh.
t-shirt stores.
T-shirt stores.
Yeah,
I
that's
got a shot glass.
okay. Yeah. There was one alien store. They sold like blow up like
Yeah.
balloon
Aliens.
or flying saucers.
Yeah.
But like we just went, and it was like there were 5 t-shirt stores on the street because we were like, let's go find some fun like alien themed diner.
Yeah.
And they don't have anything like that. I thought it was for sure that they were gonna have an alien themed diner. Nope, they didn't. They didn't have shit. And so then we were like, we went into these t-shirt stores, and we went into an alien store, and we were like, all right, that'll have some more alien shit. It didn't really have much alien shit. It just had like toy figures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there was like the changing room had like a light. in it.
Disco.
Yeah, it had a light in it that like, and so it was like teleport. And that's what the light said, and it was just like crazy disco lighting, and you had windows all around you. And it was kind of trippy, I guess. And so
We just danced in it.
yeah, we walked in and danced in it for a little bit. And I just remember thinking, like, this town is the worst thing that ever happened to America. Like, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, nah. Fucking Roswell, New Mexico. I think we should just all collectively say, you know what, that's not a part of our country anymore. We need to just give that to
Especially
Mexico.
Big D's Diner.
We need to give that to, we'll talk, We were sitting there and we're like, all right, let's find a place to eat that's like
Get some
somewhere we
grub.
couldn't, like somewhere that's like a mom and pop shop that we go to, and just have lunch. And that's the whole thing that I wanted to do on the trip. I didn't want to do anything that we could have done in Texas. Like I didn't want to go to any restaurant we could have gone to in Texas. I didn't want to do any of that. So like whenever we were there, we were like, yeah, there's this place called Big D's. It's right there. Look, I can look at it from where we were parked.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's go to that. And so we were sitting there talking shit about Big D's on the videotape whenever we were sitting in the parking lot talking shit about Roswell. And we were like, yeah, well, let's go to Big D's. Woo, let's go to Big D's.
Yeah, let's go to Big D's.
Woo! Big D's is closed on Sundays.
Big D's is closed on Sundays, and they're only open
From like 12 to 6 on weekdays.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, Sunday's like the best time to have a mom and pop shop open.
Yeah.
Because people are
Right
getting off
after
church and they want to go out to lunch with their families and they want to go to a place that is not like a fucking mainstream restaurant. Where do they go? They go to a diner. They go to fucking Big D's. No, Big D's is fucking closed on Sundays, you guys.
Big D is at church.
Huh?
Big D went to church.
Yeah, Big D's at church.
He wants to go to lunch with his family.
He doesn't want to cook lunch for his for everyone else.
He goes to Big B's.
Or Tight B's.
He goes to Tight B's, man.
Oh my god.
Tight B's diner out in Albuquerque.
Anyway, so we went to Big D's and parked and we're like, what the fuck?
We were so excited for Big D.
I know, we were
So
'cause we hadn't really eaten anything.
pumped.
We'd only eaten like Poppy cookies, which are oatmeal cream pies. We call them Poppy cookies because our grandpa used to give them to us a lot, and his name is Poppy. Anyway, so
Oatmeal cream pies.
Chill.
Look that up on
we
the
hadn't
internet,
eaten
kids.
anything, and we went to Big D's, and we were like, yes, let's get some fucking greasy American food,
Yeah.
lunch food, whatever.
How could Roswell get any worse? We said that.
Right. I don't think Roswell could be much shittier.
And then it was.
Yeah, I wanted to trash Big D on Yelp. I wanted to ruin his career on Yelp. Big D could be a woman. I assume it's a man though. Big D could suck my Big D. He was the worst person ever. I wanted to go on Yelp and just write the worst slanderous reviews. I wanted to create multiple different Yelp accounts to do it a couple of times. Because I feel like one bad Yelp review doesn't quite do it for
justice.
Big D's in Roswell, New Mexico. He's getting a lot of great advertising right now. Fucking Big D.
Fuck you,
God
Big
damn
D.
it.
Fuck you,
Anyway,
Big D.
We went to Big D's, found out it was closed. We're pissed off. And then we were like, all right, let's find another place. And what did we end up going to? The Cattle Baron. It was the Cattle Baron.
The Cattle Baron.
Yep, the Cattle Baron. It was right down the street.
Wasn't that great?
Well, not yours food. My food was pretty fucking good.
My food was meh.
I had fish
Yeah,
and
it
chips.
was like meh.
I had fish and chips a lot more on this trip than I ever have.
Alright.
Right?
Yeah, you did.
I had like fish and chips like 3 times because we stopped at like. All right, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, we were, you know, it was just okay. And so we went to Cattle Baron and we're hanging out, and I had to yell at Andrew to make sure he tipped. Remember that? I had to be like, motherfucker, you're tipping. I'm like, you're tipping right now whenever you're with me, because he never tips. He doesn't tip whenever he's not with me.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Yes, I do.
Lying ass. You tip whenever I make you tip. Don't try to lie.
I do tip.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Whatever.
I'll just tip lightly. I'll just take spare
Yeah.
change and I put it in my soda.
Fucked up. Anyway, so yeah, we stopped at Cattle Baron and ate, and it was decent. And Andrew had a burger, and he saved it for later.
I was so excited for that burger.
Yeah, and then
I don't even remember what I had.
Mm.
Chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep. Yeah, it was like, there were like church people around us too, and we're sitting there
Yeah.
like, talking about our farts and
And
stuff.
dicks and
Yeah, because I'm serious. Like, everyone had just gotten done with church. Like, everyone was in.
and we were all
everyone
just,
was in their Sunday
we
best.
were so pissed off.
Yeah, we were angry. We
We were talking
we
mad shit about
we were
Roswell.
like, this fucking town is the worst place ever.
Around
Darfur
Roswellians.
doesn't have shit on Roswell, New Mexico. This place is the Middle East.
Yeah. But anyways.
Will Andrew ever finish his leftover burger? Will Jordan end up having a 3-way? Will Will find a cliff that looks like the inside of a medium rare steak? Find out next week on Black and White, a podcast autobiographies, California Road Trip Extravaganza.